And a very pleasant good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a sunny McCoy Tennis Complex on the campus of Brevard College. Men's and women's tennis, Brevard versus Maryville. Two teams finishing up their pregame warm-ups, and there'll be a special ceremony in approximately 10 minutes whereby we will be honoring two Brevard College Tornado men's tennis seniors. Alex Ag Glaze, the senior from Columbia, South Carolina. He'll be graduating with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. And also Andrew Ingram, the senior from Belmont, North Carolina, set to graduate this spring also with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. He's minoring in business and organizational leadership. These two have been outstanding leaders for the Tornadoes men's tennis team. Alex Glaze, also a men's basketball player, dual sport athlete. We had the chance to catch up quite a bit with Andrew and Alex last broadcast. Hopefully we'll be able to speak with them again this afternoon as well. But stick with us. We'll have the ceremony at approximately 3:20 p.m. Eastern Time, and then the start of men's and women's tennis, Maryville versus Brevard, as the Tornadoes contend for a postseason berth in USA South Conference championship play. Critical match this afternoon as far as those chances go. So stick with us. We'll bring you all the starting lineups. We'll bring you the ceremony where we will honor the seniors from the men's tennis team, Alex A.G. Glaze and Andrew Ingram. Stick with us. Tornadoes versus Scots, men's and women's tennis, coming up shortly.
Set up? Huh? Oh.
Pretty good.
Oh, do I? Where do you No, I know, but when it starts, yeah, I can do that. Kelly! What, That's good. We got student leadership awards.
I'll pull back from.
Yeah, grab that real quick.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Yeah. You know where I put it? One survived.
The ones I did.
One survived.
All the ones survived this year?
One survived. Hey, you're just there's some way it's like prison. Like, there's nothing like it. How you pull a whole thing out of that? I wouldn't think it would be around here. Yeah, I called up to the thing. Yeah. Saying it. Yeah, I couldn't.
You going on there?
Yeah. Yeah, we go.
Yeah. Got plenty. Yes, right there.
There's a presentation at the library.
Oh, that's right.
It just says honors and awards day ceremony. Dunham at 4:30, and then academic project presentation at the library at 5:30, and then the student leadership awards at 6:30. I know, yeah.
Hello. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just like waving, and then I saw you go like.
You just made it up.
Sorry. See, maybe.
No, I didn't. I wanted to make you feel uncomfortable.
So cute.
Yeah. I think I left them like in the cubby on the floor. Swirly.
You guys can go wherever. You can go on the court if you want. Wherever you think's best.
Ethan, please take it off.
Yeah, we saw it on our way. Oh, I didn't realize. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Going through you.
Yeah, stay consistent like that. That's all it takes. Yeah. But, you know. Only it wasn't worse than other people.
Even better.
That helps a lot.
Young guy.
Too big. I'm not even that big. Stop playing. What's good?
Oh, he might have a t-shirt. Fellas, y'all come up. Yeah, everybody come out here. Yes, sir.
And a very pleasant good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to McCoy Tennis Complex on the campus of Brevard College. A special ceremony this afternoon as we honor two Brevard College Tornado men's tennis student athletes. First up, Alex Ag Glaze, a senior from Columbia, South Carolina. Alex will graduate from BC with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. Following graduation, he plans to pursue a career in the law field with the eventual goal of serving as a U.S. Marshal. Dual sport athlete at BC, who also played on the men's basketball team, Alex was a key contributor to the tennis program, accumulating 8 career wins in singles play with 3 doubles victory. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a big round of applause? Give it up for Alex A.G. Glaze. Next up, graduating senior Andrew Ingram, a senior from Belmont, North Carolina. Andrew will graduate from BC in the spring with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice and a minor in business and organizational leadership. Following graduation, he plans to attend graduate school and pursue a master's in sports management. Ingram served as a consistent contributor for the BC team, accumulating 6 singles and 13 doubles victories over the course of his career. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up. Big round of applause, senior Andrew Ingram. Congratulations, Andrew and Alex A.G. Glaze. And all right, how about one last round of applause for Alex A.G. Glaze and Andrew Ingram here on Senior Day at the McCoy Tennis Complex. And now we're just moments away from the start of Brevard and Maryville men's and women's tennis. Good luck to the Tornadoes. Thanks, everyone, for joining us this afternoon.
I have an announcement.
Yeah.
Where is Ethan Mcgee? Where is he?
Welcome once again to the McCoy Tennis Complex on the campus of Brevard College. Just getting underway here, Scots and Tornadoes. And on your screen on the near court here, #1 doubles. Tornadoes, Ethan Mcgee and Noah Lewis. That return from Mcgee sails long. Mcgee and Lewis squaring off against Kyle Shaver and Cooper Newman. The Scots with the service here in game #1. Just beyond this near court, #1 women's doubles, Garland and Sophie Trantom for the Tornadoes. So we'll try to keep you updated on that as well. There's a point for the Tornadoes after a big return by Mcgee. Both Tornado players wearing the blue jerseys, so easy to identify which team is which. Mcgee at the net, and another point there for the Tornadoes, who have worked their way back into this game here. Opening game, #1 doubles. And that shot goes long and should be game to the Tornadoes. Work their way back there. That opening game, the two teams will switch sides. So you're watching Maryville versus Tornadoes, men's and women's tennis. Most every court in use here at the McCoy Tennis Complex. Fantastic facility that allows for both men's and women's matches to be played to completion. Watching #1 men's doubles. Tornadoes and Scots. Serving on the far side is Ethan Mcgee for the Nados. Cooper Newman returning the service for the Scots. And the return sails long from Newman. Now Mcgee will go to work here, serving against Kyle Shaver. We had a senior day ceremony prior to the start of the match, just minutes before, where Ag Glaze, along with Andrew Ingram, were celebrated for their careers. And the service from Mcgee. Volley from both Lewis and then Mcgee, and so Maryville's service here, and it'll be Cooper Newman doing the honors. Lewis puts that back in play. Sunny skies. Day started very cold here in the mountains. However, has warmed up nicely here for these men's and women's tennis student athletes. Lewis was doing his best to create a winner there at the net. Cooper Newman able to earn that point for the Scots. And Newman will serve to Lewis. First serve in the net, second serve opportunity. The Newman service continues, and once again, Tornadoes will have the benefit of receiving a second serve. And double fault there. Return there from Lewis. Sails wide. So the other men's doubles matchups, Devin Horton and Bryce Burnett versus Keyshawn Haynes and Seth Green. That's number 2 doubles. Winner there from Shaver. And Maryville is going to win that game. So 2-1 after 3 games in the books in number 1 doubles. Looks like also a 2-1 lead in number 1 doubles for the women. That's on the court just beyond what's known as court 2 here, where the number 1 men's doubles is playing. So Devin Horton and Bryce Burnett, number 2 doubles on the men's side, and then they're taking on Keyshawn Haynes and Seth Green. Number 3 doubles on the men's side, James Sursich and Jamarcus Walker. Sursich and Walker facing off against Jonah Hedges and Ben Wyris. As Noah Lewis will now go to work on the service for the Tornadoes. Tornadoes leading 2-1 here in number 1 men's doubles. First serve long. Second serve effective. However, returned by Maryville, and ultimately Maryville wins that point. Meanwhile, the number 1 doubles on the women's side continuing to go at it on the court just beyond what you're watching here. And we'll give you a look at our other courts here. Ali Kogoy and Hannah Hirsch for the Tornadoes. Number 2 doubles, and just beyond that is the number 2 doubles on the men's side, Horton and Burnett for the Tornadoes. Back to action at number 1 doubles. Big second serve there from Lewis. Net cord from the Scots. A compelling rally. Ultimately, that forehand for the Scots goes long. And here's Noah Lewis. First serve just long. And Maryville benefits in the ground stroke game at that point. Big serve there from Lewis. Certainly one of the more powerful serves we're seeing out here today. And an ace on that last serve by Lewis. Big serve there once again, and back-to-back aces for Noah Lewis. Nice return after the volley from Mcgee. Really nicely done, keeping that point alive. Cooper Newman. And Lewis will go back to work with the serve. And Tornadoes able to gain the advantage here. First serve long. Big time winner there, meantime, by Kyle Shaver. May have broke a string there, so he's switching rackets, but a winner nonetheless. And really well played game there for the Tornadoes, but Maryville stuck with it and able to win that game as that last attack by the Tornadoes went long. So becoming a compelling #1 men's double matchup between Brevard and Maryville. Meanwhile, just beyond it, you see women's doubles. Garland and Sophie Trantom, #1 team for the NATOs. Serving now at #1 men's doubles, Kyle Shaver. Shaver put his toss up. Wind blew just the very moment he was ready to fire off that serve, and something certainly Tornadoes are used to contending with here in the mountains. One match earlier this season, heavy winds, upwards of 30 miles per hour. Yet these student athletes battled through it. Mcgee with big return there with the backhand, and that's a return winner for Ethan Mcgee. So back to courts #3 and 4 and #2 doubles competition. Watching some women's play here. Allie Kogoy for the Tornadoes, then up at the net. Nice volley there. Hannah Hirsch able to find the winner. Close match there in #2 doubles between the Tornadoes and Scots. Just beyond that, #2 men's doubles. Devin Horton and Bryce Burnett. Happy to be joined now by the two seniors who we had a ceremony just a few moments ago. These two joined the broadcast last time around. Great to have them back. Alex Ag Glaze and Andrew Ingram. Gentlemen, thanks for joining the broadcast again.
No problem.
Thanks for having us.
Well, how did it feel, guys? You know, that's a cool moment where you get to celebrate with your teammates. I know a lot of them are kind of in the business mode, getting ready to take on Maryville, big matches for both the men's and women's side. But, hey, what a moment for you two. Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
How'd it feel?
It felt great. To get recognized, get a little picture, take a picture of my moms and teammates, just have fun. It felt great.
Yeah, it's a little sad that I couldn't play on my last match of my senior year, but, you know, the team's here. I get to watch them play, hopefully pull out a win today.
Yeah, outstanding. And, you know, we caught up with you guys last time around, but in case we've got some new folks in the audience, each of you, please tell us what's next. You know, you've got graduation on the horizon, but what are your dreams, aspiration, hopes for your postgraduate life? AG?
So my postgraduate life is I'll be working in the law field for a couple of years, and I'm going to be a U.S. Marshal about 3 to 5 years. So that's really my goal.
Very good,
and
Andrew.
go from there.
My goal is to get a master's in sports management and go into sports marketing and see what happens after there.
Outstanding. Well, we've got some serious action going on here, and I love having you two experts in with us here so we can figure out what's exactly going on with the Tornadoes during doubles play. And first up at our near court here, we're watching Noah Lewis and Ethan Mcgee take on Kyle Shaver and Cooper Newman of Maryville. Andrew, we'll start with you. What are you seeing so far in this match?
At the beginning of this match, it's pretty evenly contested. Both teams going at it. Ethan and Noah are playing well, but the top two for Maryville are pretty good as well. So they've kept up right with Ethan and Noah, and it's a tight one.
And AG, I know you've seen Ethan and also Noah this season. Noah, a newcomer, but Ethan over the years, perform. Tell us a little bit about these two players.
So Ethan's more like he has a lot of placement, power, and he knows what he's doing with the ball. And Noah's kind of the same way. He just hits as hard as you want, but he places the ball very, very well. So when you play them, it's kind of actually hard to get the ball past them, but they find a way to beat you somehow.
So what makes them difficult, for instance, for this Maryville team to take them on from a team standpoint, from a doubles team standpoint?
Well, in doubles, they kind of know, like, what they're good at, what they're not good at, and they kind of communicate very well. Like, Ethan's more at the net, very, very good net play. Noah's very good at behind the court, and he just hit very deep balls and slices it back. And then the goal is basically to get the ball to the short ball to Ethan for a quick winner.
Andrew, I was watching Noah, his service last time around, some significant power.
Yeah, he has a really quick serve, which causes the less reaction time for the Maryville players to react to that serve when his toss is that quick. And he's just tall enough to where he can have that shorter, quicker toss, but still get a lot of power under that serve and hit it with slice or kick or whatever he wants to hit it with.
I know Coach Jones has used a number of different combinations, but it looks like this one's very compelling for the Tornadoes in that number one spot.
Yeah, it's worked the past few matches, and I think it's what we're going to take to conference, the conference tournament, and so we're testing it out some more right here, and they seem to just work well together.
Are you able to ascertain a score update here in number one men's doubles, Andrew?
In the men's doubles, right now, Ethan and Noah are up 2-1.
Looks like Maryville just won that game, however, so 2-2 now, is that right?
It'll be 3-2.
3-2, gotcha. So, this is a finer point, and unless you're here probably trying to do what we're doing, you might not be worried about it, but the actual score system on each court, can you describe how that works?
So in doubles, you play first to 8, win by 2, 8 games. Each game consists of 4 points, and then the winner of that 5th point in the game wins the game. And then you switch sides of the court on all of the odd numbers. So on 1, 3, and 5, and 7, you'll switch courts.
And then the actual updating of the scoring system there at the court.
Yeah, so we use a a scorecard where you have these 2 tennis balls, and the numbers range from 1 to 7, and you can put the tennis ball in the slot beside whichever your game score is. So, for instance, if you have 3 games, you can put the tennis ball in the slot beside the 3 on the scorecard.
AG, also a member of the men's basketball team, a dual sport athlete. Tennis is so different in this regard. You know, you've got referees on the court calling every single move, every possession, watching you like with an eagle eye on the basketball court. However, here in college tennis, here in Division III college tennis, you know, it's the honor system. It's a gentleman's sport where, you know, it's up to you to keep score and to make sure that the integrity is held up and so forth. Can you talk about those differences and, you know, maybe that adjustment for you when you started playing tennis?
So when I first started playing tennis, I didn't know like you had to call your own calls. I thought it'd be like a referee out here, like you see on TV, but it's not. With basketball, they see everything, like you said. They see every little talking thing you do, every hold you do, every foul call you get, everything. With tennis, it's more like it's an honor system. So if I hit the ball out, you got to call the ball out. If it's in, you call it in. If I hit a winner and you see the ball in the line, it's in. Sometimes you get cheated, sometimes you don't. But it's not really that big of a deal for me. I just go out there and play. And if I get a call my way, I get a call my way. If I don't, I just don't get a call that way.
Yeah, and if a call doesn't necessarily go your way or the way you thought, a big part of it is just kind of shaking it off, and I'm sure moving on to the next point, you know, keeping that mental edge going. Andrew, any thoughts on this topic?
Yeah, you know, mentally, if you get an opponent that's, you know, obviously cheating, not just 1 or 2 times close calls, but is calling all of your close balls out that might have or should have been in, it could take a toll on you mentally. It's all about keeping your mind focused, you know, and if that's happening, you just got to have bigger targets, aim a little shorter in the court so that there's no possible way someone can make that kind of call. You just got to fix up how you play your game a little bit and strengthen your mind so that it doesn't get under your skin.
Makes a lot of sense, no doubt about it. Well, just beyond this court is number 1 women's doubles, Garland and Sophie Trantom. So viewers can see that just beyond this men's doubles matchup. Andrew, what are you seeing there?
Yeah, Sophie and Brooke have taken the lead 6-1 right now, so they are just commanding ahead. We had to switch up the women's lineup because our 6 women's is sick and is unable to play. So I think this is one of the first times that they've played together, at least in a long time since I can remember. And they seem to be killing it out there at one doubles.
Yeah, so far so good. If they don't have that much experience playing with each other, if you're matched up with a doubles partner for, you know, a first time or the first time in a long time, AG, you know, what are the kind of things you do to try to get on the same page right away?
Coach said just communicate and just, you know, try to play and then find your strength and then work with that.
Yeah, trying to get every ball in. If you can get every ball in, then there's a small chance you'll lose. So when you're trying to figure out each other's rhythms, if you can just start off by getting every ball in and not missing, then you'll figure out how the other person plays pretty quickly.
All right, so back to action here. Men's doubles number 1, and it's Cooper Newman of the Maryville Scots serving. You know, probably quite a bit of familiarity between these 2 programs over the years. Not just USA South Conference rivals, but geographically not that far away. And you know, do you recall some matches against Maryville earlier in your career?
Yeah, my freshman year, we got an intense fight against Maryville, or the women's did, and I actually got thrown off the court for being too loud in that one while watching one of my friends play. You know, it's gotten heated, but unfortunately we haven't had much opportunity the past couple of years to play them because of COVID. Last year we did, but that COVID year we couldn't really play them. So we're glad to be back out here playing them.
AG, I describe it as a healthy rivalry across numerous sports here at Brevard College, including basketball. But you know, it's fun to have teams that, you know, you see regularly, and again, it's not that long of a drive up there to East Tennessee.
It's not that far. Well, for me, I played basketball against Maryville and we've won 1 out of the 5 that I played. And tennis, I haven't lost tennis yet against them. So hopefully I can continue that today on my senior day.
Yeah, it's interesting talking to athletes on different sports around campus, and they know the opponent. And it doesn't matter what sport. I was talking to a couple of the football players, and they're like, "Who are we playing in tennis tomorrow? Oh, Maryville. Okay, all right." So it's kind of a cool deal. Mcgee on the return here. What's the determination, whether you stick back on the back line and play ground strokes or make that play to the net and turn it into a volley type of situation? Is there something you look for, on that initial return of the service?
Yeah, so on that return, you can return and serve, but that ball is coming back at you quick. Or a return and volley, excuse me. Eventually, you want to work your way up, but if you're just out rallying your opponent, it's not always a bad idea to stay on that baseline and hit one more ball than they can. On the return, you just get that ball back in play cross court. If they're good servers like this team is here, then there's no reason to go for it down the line or anything. Just getting that ball in play, and then in the next couple balls, hitting an approach shot that can lead you up to the net.
Makes a lot of sense. Well, let's take a look around the McCoy Tennis Complex. One benefit of a facility like this is we can get both men's and women's action all going at the same time as another end of a game there. Do we have a score update, Andrew, for number 1 men's doubles?
Yeah, it seems like we retook the lead 4-3 on that one men's doubles side of things.
Very good. So men's doubles, Ethan Mcgee and Noah Lewis. That's the match you're watching now. Men's doubles number 2, Devin, Horton, and Bryce Burnett. Tell us a little bit about Devin and Bryce, AG.
So Bryce, Bryce is my guy, basically. He plays the ball very well, a lot of good power, just all around, just mental player. Devin, he's more of the talkative one, and same thing, a lot of power, a lot of placement, good slice, good serve. He's kind of difficult to beat. So when you play him, you got to be very, very mentally tough.
And by all indications, that match is already over, I believe. Is that the case, or just a break at the moment?
No, that match finished up. I think we were able to pull out the victory at that 2 double spot. Yeah, they work really well together, so they were able to pull out a quick victory.
Number 3 men's doubles, James Sursich and Jamarcus Walker. Tell us about that pairing.
Yeah, James and Jamarcus, they're really close on and off the court. They work really well together. I think this is their third match playing with each other, and they're inseparable at times, especially on the court. They just know what the other person's thinking and wants to do. And as you can tell on the scorecard, as they have a big lead over there, they're just going at it.
So looks like a good start on the men's double side. Let's take a look at the women's side. We told you a bit about Garland and Sophie Trantom at number 1 women's doubles. We have a score update there, Andrew.
Yeah, we were able to take the lead 7-2. One more game and we can finish out that 1 double spot, which will be a big, impressive win for them as it's their first time playing together and playing 1 doubles especially.
AG, what's the mentality when you have a 7-2 lead like that and in a doubles match, you're just 1 game away? You want to just finish it off, correct?
For me, I like to just keep my mental strong, just place the ball, and just. For me, I like long rally. So if I feel like the longer I can rally, the more chance of me getting a good ball to hit for a winner. But if not, I'm just gonna try to bring you in and then try to win the point as easy as I can.
Number 2 women's doubles, Hannah Hirsch and Allie Kogoy. They're in action as well.
Yeah, it seems like they're in a close match, down 3-4, but Allie serving, which gives us the advantage on this game.
Very good, and unopposed number 3 women's doubles. So believe that's going to go down as a win for the Tornadoes, Hamrick Perry and Melody Ferguson.
No, since we are the ones that had to forfeit, since Hamrick is sick, Maryville will get that win.
Very good. Well, I appreciate that clarification. That could be key as we look ahead. Do want to reflect back on this past weekend when we saw you last on Friday versus Huntington. We went off the air, things were still in limbo a little bit. Men's tennis ends up, meanwhile, coming up with a big performance on the singles side of things to take that win. Can you catch us up on how that day finished up?
Yeah, we were down after doubles. We were going into singles down 1-2. We came back in singles, and we have played the best we've ever played, especially this year. And we just killed it on the singles side of things. No one seemed to really struggle. Everyone just played their game. We came out ready and focused. We knew what we had to do, and we accomplished our task. And that win helped us push us to a conference bid next week.
AG had to be a gratifying win for the Tornadoes on Friday.
It was. Everybody went out there and played hard and just had fun and do what we had to do to get a win.
Well, AG, you're on the docket for a singles match this afternoon, playing in the number 6 spot versus Green. Can you tell us your mentality today?
My mentality is to go out there and have fun, enjoy my senior day, and try to get the win. It's slice and dice. Just have fun with it.
Very good. Well, appreciate you taking some time with us as well on the broadcast. It's a lot of fun to have you guys on the show. Well, hey, AG, Alex Glaze, Andrew Ingram, hey, from all of us at Brevard College Tornado Athletics, congratulations, fantastic careers. It's been a lot of fun to cover you, and great job, fellas. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Joined now by the number 2 doubles team, Devin, Horton, and Bryce Burnett. And thanks for joining the show. Congratulations, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
An 8-0 win in number 2 doubles, so a big statement from you guys. Devin, let's start with you. What do you think was the key to the victory?
I think we just did a lot right today. I mean, me and Bryce have been working a lot on our doubles formation and tactics and really closing in on the net and putting a lot of pressure on the opponent, and it's been paying off really well.
Bryce, you felt good out there today?
Oh, yeah. We played our game, executed everything we've been working on, setting up the volleys from the serves and having strong net play and crashing the net. So we did everything right.
Devin, tell us more about you guys as a team. You know, what are the kind of things you feel like are your strengths when you guys team up on doubles side of things?
Okay, some of our strengths, especially when we're serving, that's probably our main strength. Closing in behind the serve and really just crashing the net. Like we said, it's all about pressure, all about aggression, all about speed. We've got really good hands. You know, that's our game. And if we can get in and make our guys hit 20 balls, that's what we're going to do.
Appreciate you guys joining the show. We're watching, by the way. Our viewership's able to watch this
Great
fantastic
overhead.
number one doubles match happening here, and a big winner there for the Tornadoes. Devin, what are you noticing here in this number one doubles match?
It looks like they're really just overpowering the opponent. It looks like they're really connecting their shots, making the opponent make a mistake, and then capitalizing on what's going wrong. And it's seeming to pay off. It looks like they're up 6-3 right now. Looks like Ethan's going to go on serve.
And Bryce, you know, having spent time practicing with these players and hitting with them quite a bit, tell us about Ethan Mcgee and Noah Lewis. What do they bring to the table?
Oh, well, they're great players. Ethan especially, you know, his forehand is just unstoppable. You know, it's just got so much power and spin on it. And Noah, his forehand is no slouch either. It's got a lot of spin and power and technique behind it. So.
Well, we're going to continue to bring you the action here, number one doubles on the men's side. Meanwhile, we're going to take a look behind us here, and happening now, a compelling match in number two women's doubles, Hannah Hirsch and Ali Kogoy for the Tornadoes. This is a barn burner, Devin.
Oh, yeah. It really looks like they're fighting here. It's a tight match. I've seen a lot of good play from both of the players, both teams. A lot of closing the net, a lot of really long rallies, too. It's just overall looks like a really good matchup there on the second girls' court.
Yeah, and Bryce, when it's a tight matchup like this, hey, it's 5-4, you know, somewhere in that neighborhood, and, you know, it's every point really matters. What's your mentality when the match is that close, you know? You got to grind a little here.
You just got to stick with it. You can't let yourself get in your head, because once you get in your head, then the whole game's over. So if you can keep fighting for every point, you'll stay in the game no matter what. But if you let your head get to you, then it's over.
Some great work at the net there by Ali Kogoy for the winner. Devin, I know you approve of that shot.
Oh, yeah, that was awesome. She opened up the middle, really threw that ball out wide.
So we'll bring it back here to number one men's doubles on your screen at home. Ethan Mcgee with the service.
Oh wow, what overhead.
So good. That's so good. Huge serve, huge overhead. There's just nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, impossible to return a shot like that, right, Bryce?
Oh, yeah, that's perfectly placed in the corner.
Well, before the matchup today, we got to honor the two seniors from the men's tennis team. You know, a lot of fun to be able to celebrate Alex Ag Glaze along with Andrew Ingram. Devin, let's start with you. Talk about those two as teammates and what they've contributed to the program, maybe how they've helped you.
Yeah, they're both awesome guys. AG's a really cool dude. Same thing with Andrew. They're both very funny, always bringing a lot of energy to matches and to practices. Andrew especially, he has one of the biggest serves on this team. He has a huge kick serve, and AG just has so much power. They're both very, very definite games, I would say. AG's is really built around power. Andrew's is built around his spin, but both very solid guys, and we're going to miss them next year, that's for sure.
And Bryce, you know, you're a newcomer here at Brevard College. Have seniors like Andrew and AG helped you out along the way?
Oh yeah, I mean, just they're good friends. Like, good to know them. They're funny. Like Devin said, they bring a lot of energy to practice. Always talking, especially Andrew. Very funny guy. But
yeah, it was a lot of fun to see them throughout their careers. AG, of course, also a dual sport athlete, a member of that basketball team, so got to see them both at the Bosch and also here at the McCoy Tennis Complex, and great to celebrate their careers today. Meanwhile, the Ethan Mcgee service continuing.
Oh, wow.
That's just
and a
so
big
good,
winner
guys.
there from Lewis. Once again, overhead with the winner.
That's the serve overhead. Serve volley, serve overhead, regardless of what it is. Looks like they're really, James down there, huge winner. Same things going on. Looks like we're really just dominating the opponent today.
So have you guys been able to get an update from number 3 men's double, James Sursich and Jamarcus Walker?
Okay, so it looks from here, I believe it's 6-3. Looks like the scorecard, either that or 7-2.
With the Tornadoes?
Yes, sir. We're up right now.
In the driver's seat.
And it looks like they might. Oh, nope. Change of balls over there. We're going to see what they do with the scorecard.
And those two have a great game too.
Oh, yeah.
They've worked hard on their game.
James especially, he brings so much energy to matches. You just hear him yelling down there. Jamarcus too, he's a very solid player.
So tell us a little bit about preparation on the double side. Do you guys match up, you know, say perhaps against a Walker and a Sursich, and, you know, you guys get to know each other as a team but play your teammates in practice?
Yeah, 100%. We actually move around a lot as far as like trying out new things, trying out new tactics with new people. And when we lost Andrew, especially with his broke arm, it was a big loss for us because he was a doubles player, one of our starting doubles players. So it kind of threw off our lineup. I was with James and Bryce. Who were you with?
I was with, I don't even know.
I don't
maybe?
remember. I don't even remember. I don't remember either.
It was a long time ago now.
Yeah, it's been a while, but you know, like we said, we kind of got everything set in stone now, and it's grooving good. We've got a good thing going for us.
Yeah, no doubt, and a lot of momentum coming off that big win over Huntington. Congrats on that, fellas. You know, the way you guys really rallied during singles play to make that one in the win column. But, you know, exciting times here with USA South Conference play on the horizon. But first things first, we've got singles play coming up after this. And, Devin, you'll be on number 4 singles. And Bryce, number 2 singles. Both you guys have singles matches coming up. Love to hear from each of you as far as your mentality today on the singles side of things. Devin?
Yes, sir. So going into singles, it's really all about just starting slow and really trying to, you know, pick apart the opponent, find his weakness, and then exploit it as much as you can. Get as many points quickly as possible. And, you know, that's the beauty of singles is there's so many different approaches to it. People can come in consistently, come in with a lot of power. It's just there's so many different ways to play a singles match in tennis.
Bryce, what's on your horizon today on the singles side? What do you have in mind?
So I mainly focus on making sure I don't get my serve broken, like making sure I can win as many points off my serve as possible, because it's how you make it through a match. Because if you can ace your opponent or hit a winner off the serve, it means you can conserve your stamina throughout a match. So I'm focused on not dropping my serve at all.
Score update here, Devin, on the men's number 1 double side.
Yes, sir. Looking like 7-4. Looks like we have a pretty sustainable lead. And I believe we're taking serve here. Could be a return game. I'm not sure. But either way, hopefully our boys can pull it off for an 8-4 win.
And we'll take one more look here also. A real dogfight here on the women's number 2 doubles side of things. Hannah Hirsch and Allie Kogoy for the Tornadoes returning serve here.
Oh, yeah.
Hirsch returning this serve in particular in a double fault.
Mm-hmm. It's a huge part of the game, staying away from double faults, giving up free points before it even starts. It's frustrating, but if you're able to avoid that, it opens a lot of opportunities in the match for you.
Yeah.
But a tight match there in number 2 doubles, and we'll take it back here to number 1 singles. So looks like it is indeed Brevard's service here.
Yep.
And it will be Noah Lewis.
Yeah, Noah serving with Ethan at the net. That's a big combo. That's something both of our double teams struggle with against them. They are just talk about crash the net and a lot of power at the net. Ethan really able to put the ball away, and Noah's huge serve opens up a lot of opportunities for that.
Oh yeah, they're very powerful combo.
Yeah, we were speaking to Andrew and AG earlier, and as we see Ethan at the net there, and then Lewis with a big.
Both crashed in, both made their way to the net before their opponents. That's what you got to do.
Aggressive mentality, correct,
Yep.
Devin?
Yes, sir. And taking the net is actually a strategic advantage more than a mental one. The closer you are to the net, the more the court opens up.
get down on the ball.
Makes a lot of sense. So your teammates were talking about Noah Lewis's quick serve and how that's so hard to return and could perhaps get an opponent, back on their heels.
100%. That quick serve, a lot of people have a really high ball toss, and Noah's is really low. And like you said, it's just a really quick serve, and sometimes it can catch you in your split step, catch you off guard, and really jam you up and get a free point. And, doing that, getting a free point every game or two, that's big. Every point counts in the sport, 100%.
Yep.
Keeping an eye on the far side as well, as looks like James Sursich and Jamarcus Walker continuing their action as well.
It looks like that scorecard reads 7, I believe.
In
7-3?
favor of the Tornadoes?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Yes, sir. That's that top number, 7. So it looks like 7-2, I believe. So hopefully our boys are able to close it out down there.
Tough double fault there for Lewis, so he'll regroup here with the service.
Another thing to talk about is the sun, especially for these right-handed players with where the sun's at. On this side especially, if you notice Noah when he goes up, squinting for every serve. It's really tough to serve in that sun.
Yeah, different times of first serve, start times, depending on what day of the week you play and things like that. So, certainly the sun a factor, and on a day like today where there's not even a cloud in the sky, I can see what you mean there.
Yeah, it can get really brutal.
And probably even going down to court location here at the McCoy Tennis Complex, certain spots tougher than others.
100%. We've got a beautiful spot out here, but with how many courts we have and just how open and vast it is, when we get gusts of wind, especially, that wind rips through here. And, we're tornadoes. We try to use it to our advantage, get used to it.
Oh, yeah, we're used to it. We're playing it every day.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. If anything, a home court advantage, as far as dealing with the wind and then some of these subtleties, intricacies as far as, different court locations and that kind of thing. Not to mention, the benefit of your home locker room and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
Another point there for the Tornadoes.
Yeah, great point.
Beautiful put away by Ethan.
Yep.
Great setup by Noah. And that's just all it takes.
There's patterns, doubles patterns.
Just 2 balls. That's all it takes.
Good second serve there.
Like you said, we were discussing earlier, that quick serve really throws off his timing. A lot of players are used to having that time, discuss with their partner what they're going to do on the return, but Noah doesn't even give them that opportunity.
And completely within the rules at the same time, correct?
Oh, yeah.
100%.
It's sort of like a pitcher in baseball who works quickly. The second he gets the ball back from the catcher, he just goes back to work, and, the hitter doesn't have time to, maybe reset and so forth.
Oh, big forehand there.
Yeah, forehand there from Kyle Shaver of the Scots. Shaver will be playing in #1 singles against Ethan Mcgee. So is that a benefit when you get to see a player during doubles play and then you match up against them again in singles?
100%. Most of the time we're able to really, like within the first game, Bryce and I are talking about our opponent's weaknesses and how to pick them apart.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about short balls, making a guy run, picking on backhands, high balls, stuff like that.
Now, you have no choice but to slow down Lewis's serve there when the ball's, so maybe just a lucky little break there for Maryville to catch their breath.
Yep. Oh,
that's a rare miss from Ethan.
Yeah, rare miss there.
Very rare miss.
We don't see that a lot.
Nope. Usually putting those on the other side of the court. Oh,
Yeah,
great,
some wonderful
great
defense
backhand.
and get back on the counter there. That was perfect tennis.
Yeah, Yeah, nicely done there. Mcgee with the winner. Tornado's starting to see the end of the tunnel here.
Oh,
wow.
That's unbelievable.
You know, what's compelling to me watching this match in particular, the intensity and also quality of play as the match has worn on has gone up and up and up. You're seeing some phenomenal shots late in this match.
Yeah, a lot of players, they really get grooved in, get settled in. They get used to that pace of Noah's serve, just how little time they have. They get used to Ethan crashing the net, and they feel the need to really end the point quickly. And, sometimes they execute. And when they do, it's pretty.
Forces a lot of errors, though.
It does.
You don't execute as much as you miss.
It does, 100%. And we see that in the score. 7-4 looks like we're up. Perfect example right there. A little off-pace serve. Just enough to throw that guy off. Just enough to make him miss.
Big first serve, but just long.
Just out.
Just barely.
So close.
Try to go across his body. Should have went with his racket and his momentum.
Split seconds decisions there.
Yeah.
Easier said than done, I would imagine.
Oh, of course.
So the Lewis service will continue. Tornado's trying to close this one out. #1 men's doubles. We're joined by Devin Horton and Bryce Burnett. They won 8-0 in their match to be the first ones in the clubhouse, I think, today.
Yes, sir. First one's off and on.
The lethal Lewis serve works that time. Return right back into the net, so.
Looks like we're going back to deuce here. Yep.
And add for the Tornado, so add in and match point.
Yes, sir. Hopefully we can close it out right here.
Looks like Lewis went with a bit of a change up there, trying to catch the Scots off guard.
Another double fault.
And a double fault, so back to deuce.
That is one of the disadvantages of the quick serve. Sometimes they can get a little uncontrollable, especially with a little breeze coming in and that sun right in his face.
No mistake on that one, though.
Yep.
Great serve.
Great serve out wide.
And once again, a match point opportunity for Lewis and Mcgee. And that return's going to sail long, and the Tornado is able to earn that win. #1 men's doubles. Great job, Ethan Mcgee and Noah Lewis. Well, fellas, thanks for sticking with us through the end of that one. It was a lot of fun to have you guys on the call. Devin Horton and Bryce Burnett, 8-0 winners in their doubles matches. You guys we're going to see you in singles play in just a matter of moments. I'll let you guys prepare for that. But thanks again for joining the show. Appreciate
thank you
you
for
guys.
having us.
Thank you much, sir.
So some score updates from men's tennis. Tornadoes now with a 3-0 lead heading into singles play. An 8-4 win in number 1 doubles. Ethan Mcgee and Noah Lewis. 8-0 win by Devin Horton and Bryce Burnett in number 2 doubles. And number 3 doubles goes the way of James Sursich and Jamarcus Walker, 8-5. And both teams converging on this women's match that you're watching now, number 2 women's doubles. Team of Hannah Hirsch and Allie Kogoy for the Tornadoes. And this is a tight match, 7-6. Favor of the Tornadoes with Maryville serving, and the crowd starting to get larger and larger over here. It might start getting loud in a moment as both teams make their way to this number 2 women's doubles matchup. So Tornadoes receiving Hirsch and Kogoy, and an opportunity to close out the match here for the Tornadoes. And an ace there for the Scots. And that ball well wide. Another tough serve to return there from the Scots. And double fault there, and the Tornadoes inching closer to trying to close out this doubles number 2 match on the women's side. Another second serve return opportunity here for the NATOs. Double fault there for Maryville. You may hear some music in the background. Women's lacrosse starting to gear up at Islamel Family Field, located just next door to us here at the McCoy Tennis Complex. Check us out on this very YouTube channel later today, the Ridge Rivalry. Return there from Hirsch. Two teams trading ground strokes. And then a winner there from Hirsch, and that's the match point. Tornadoes able to take number 2 doubles. Tornadoes also won in number 1 women's doubles. Brooke Garland and Sophie Trantom, an 8-2 win there. And the Tornadoes in the driver's seat in both men's and women's tennis over Maryville here at the McCoy Tennis Complex. Well, that'll just about do us for today's broadcast. Glad you're able to join us. Glad you're able to join us early on for the senior day as Andrew Ingram and Alex Ag Glaze were celebrated, and we saw some great action here at the McCoy Tennis Complex. Be sure to stay tuned to Tornadoes social media as well as bctornadoes.com as we keep a close eye on postseason possibilities for the Tornadoes. Once again, thanks for joining us, and stay tuned. bctornadoes.com will bring you all the final scores as well as at BC Tornadoes on Twitter and Instagram. Once again, thanks everybody for joining the program. Congratulations, Ag Glaze, Andrew Ingram, and appreciate those who joined the show as well. Devin, Horton, Bryce, Burnett, along with the two seniors, Glaze and Ingram. Go Tornadoes.